I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome back, JD, to the final installment of the 2022 NCAA Men's and Women's March Madness predictions. I again am your host, Nick DeCaney, and we're here to kind of recap some things that happened over the last weekend and take a look at how I did in the Final Four. Overall, I went 5-1 on my predictions. A really solid performance and a great way to finish off this tournament. Had a rough start there with the first round, got a little bit better in the Sweet 16, and really capped it off with my best performance for this Final Four. We take a look at the women's side. This is where I went perfect. 2-0 on the Final Four games and correctly predicted the champion. South Carolina did prevail over UConn in a thrilling matchup, but they just proved to be too much throughout this tournament. They were the consistent and the best team, well deserved to South Carolina. Then we look over to the men's side. Didn't do quite as well, went 2-1 in my predictions. The only game I messed up was the Duke-North Carolina game. I had Duke advancing, wanted them to kind of get one last hurrah for Coach K. Were able to get it done, but I did correctly predict that Kansas would be the national champion. So overall, did really great on the weekend and a great finish to my predictions. I appreciate you guys sticking with me, and I will definitely be back later this year for some more NCAA and maybe professional predictions as well.
My name is Vaishnavi. I just moved here to JD 6 months ago from Alaska. It's definitely much warmer in Syracuse than in Alaska. I really like downtown Syracuse. I like the buildings there. It's very, there's a lot of old buildings. I like the architecture. Yeah, so about in last year July, there was this competition that the government of India hosted, for Indian people, residents, and diaspora around the world, where you just submit some sort of short story or some proposal about the Indian freedom fighters and Indian history. And I submitted one, all those months ago, and they accepted. So now I get to work with a publishing house in India to turn it into a book and publish it. So it's about three childhood friends in 1930s colonial India who grew up to eat each other, and but what happens is one of them returns home after so many years, and my main character's old wounds are reopened, and she's suddenly thrust into this world of violence and unrest. So yeah, it's basically a story about how the relationship of these three friends evolved over these harsh conditions. It feels great. It's really hard to break into the publishing industry, and I love to write, and I've always wanted to publish a book, so it's really cool that I get to have this sort of guidance as I make my, debut in the industry.
Blind date with book. Peppermint chocolate one. I tasted it, and that.
Yes. Oh, oh, oh. Hey, 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 hey. Get sturdy. Get sturdy. Hey, 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 hey. I can smell you.
A few moments later.